So after the double circulatory system in birds, we are having a next topic, that is human heart. Okay, so the basically the function of the heart, if we talk about, so that is responsible for the circulation of blood. We are The human heart is basically a double type circulatory system. Okay, so the circulation of blood through blood vessels like arteries, veins, capillaries, through blood vessels. Okay, so the human heart is circulates the blood through vessels. Okay, so the word that is heart is a Greek word, that the heart we are calling that the cardia. Okay, as you guys all know, so we are calling that as a cardiac. So a word cardiac is like we are hearing, we are uh, thinking that this is you can say that the person is talking about heart. Okay, so so we are having a, if we talk about the location, so this is mid between the lungs, or you can say the thoracic cavity, but but at the left lung. Okay, so if we talk about that the location, so that is for example the sternum bone. Okay, so at the back side, this is at sternum, the heart is 2/3 of sternum, like this one here, like this. And if you talk about here, so there is a half part of the heart, that is 1/3, which is like this one, smaller. And this here we are having a more part at the left lung, or you can say that at the sternum bone. Okay, so if you talk about shape of the heart, that is a rectangular shape. If we talk about that weight of a heart in female and in male, in female if we talk about, that is 230 to 280 gram, and here we are talking about the 300 gram in males. If we talk about female, so in female they are having a sign, that is this. And this is the sign of the female heart. If we talk about male, so we are having a this one sign. These are the basically signs for the identification of the male and the female heart. Okay, first of all, if you talk about size, so this is a tight, you can say that fist is considered as a human heart. If you your tight wrist can tell you that how much size of the heart you are having, like what kind of a size. So let me tell you one thing. For example, we are having a heart of a human heart, for example, like this. Okay, so this is what, this is the upper part, and we are calling that, this is the wider part, we are calling that as a base, and this we are calling as a apex or scuba. Okay, so this is the lower part. Okay, and at that we are having a depression, that is called a depression or groove like structure, swelling like structure, that is the coronary. Okay, sulcus, this is a depression. So after that we are having a three layers of heart. In today's video we discuss about the layers and some more points. So if we talk about the three layers of the heart, number one, we talk about the outer layer, but basically we are having a layer that is in through which the heart is enclosed, that is pericardium. Okay, this is little bit thick, as well as this is enclosed by the pericardium. So in heart you will mostly hear the word that is cardium, cardiac, cardia, that is all about the heart. Okay, so the outermost layer, if we talk about, that is the epicardium. Okay, and if we talk about second one, that is the middle one, we are calling that as a myocardium. Okay, and we are having a third one, that is the inner one, we are calling that as a endocardium. Endocardium. Okay, we talk about this, so we are calling that as a tunica adventitia. Okay, if we talk about myocardium, we are calling that as a tunica media. If we talk about this one, endocardium, we are calling that as a tunica intima. Okay, so epicardium is made up of two layers. Number one is the serous pericardium and fibrous pericardium. Okay, so if we talk about let me mm, the thing will be more clear if I'll be making a diagram of you can say that the layer, so that will be most probably most clear to you guys. Okay, so if we talk about that, so we are having if we talk about inner to the outer layer, if we move toward the inner to the outer layer. Okay, so first one we are having epicardium. Okay, epicardium. Second one we are having a myocardium, which is thick myocardium. And the you can say we are having this one like structure of the layer. Okay, so this is the tunica intima or the endocardium. Okay, so if we talk about the you can say that the if we talk about the epicardium, as you guys all know, I told you guys the epicardium is closed with two layers, which is serous and fibrous. So if we talk about epicardium, so this is for example we are having this one like layer. Okay, this is if we talk about the serous, this is this if we are talking about the serous pericardium. Okay, so serous pericardium is consists of two parts. One is the visceral and second one is the parietal. These both are you can say that these both are the parietal and visceral. Both layers have the squamous epithelial cells. Okay, and between them there is a fluid is present. Between them there is a fluid is present. We are calling that as a pericardial fluid, and this is the fibrous layer, which is made up of the myosin actin, or you can say that the connective tissues. Okay, so this if we talk about this one fluid that basically work for the lubrication and protect from the you can say the nutrition friction. Okay, so heart is basically protected by a pericardium, as you guys all know, that divide into the epicardium and more layers. Okay, so this one tunica intima and epicardium, these both are lined with the simple squamous epithelial cells. Okay, and if we talk about serous pericardium, that is composed of visceral and the parietal. Okay, so if we talk about a heart, for example, you know my drawing, the concept is more you can say that meaningful. Okay, this is for example right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle, and left atrium. So here we are having a you can say that where the ventricle and atrium are dividing, we are having a auricular ventricular septum, which through which the septum means, as you guys all know, the division like this. We and the birds we discuss about, not in birds but in the reptiles and the frog. So they divide ventricle and the atrium, and we are having a one more part here, that is the inner interauricular septum, that basically divide the atrium. Okay, that divide the atrium, that divide atrium. This is the part. Okay, so here we are having a space that is the interventricular septum. This basically divide the left and right ventricle. This is the interventricular septum, basically divide the parts. Okay, so here we are having one hole. We are calling that as a fossa ovalis. Okay, this is between the left atrium and the right atrium. Okay, so this fossa ovalium is also called as a foramen ovale. Basically this basically open in the embryonic stage. Okay, that opens, and we are calling fossa ovale as you have heard many times that we are having a hole, a children is having a hole in their heart. That is what, that is a fossa ovalis. Okay, so that basically opens in the embryonic stage. So through that the mixing of blood occur at the atrium level, but after birth it close. Okay, but if it is, if for example if it is not close, then there is a, you can say that a depression on a scar on the foldings will occur, with which we are calling that as the whole of a heart as a fossa ovalis if it is not opened after the embryonic stage. Okay, so this was about today's little introduction about the heart and layers. Okay, at left atrium we are having a vein that open, that is coronary vein, that take the deoxygenated blood from the heart. Okay, remember that. So this was about little bit introduction about the human heart.